We are live, and here is who's on.
I know that I'm exactly who I was meant to be. I'm a big fish in a small pond. Got my days free and my nights long. I create my own reality. Who I am is fine with me. As famous as I wanna be. Who I am is fine with me. It's who I am. It's who I am.
Hey, everybody. It's Maria. What's the story with Maria? How's it going? We are going live on Facebook, on YouTube, and of course on my page, my Maria Gentili page, my What's the Story with Maria page. Leo always streams it live. And of course, we're going live on Armed Radio, which is armeddigitalmedia.com, Armed Radio Global. We want to thank our producer and engineer, Jim Bell. He runs the show from New Hampshire and make sure that we are going live. And then also he puts the show into podcasts in Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. So in a few hours down the line, you'll be able to check out our podcast as well. But right now we're live, and I'm broadcasting from New York. Hi, Rena Crugnali Berge. She, of course, is my cousin in Massachusetts, and usually the first one in. Once in a while, she gets somebody knocks her just to the side and comes in first, like Ed Kutu. But we have Rena. Kenny Holcomb is in Columbia, Tennessee, close to Nashville, and he says, "Hey guys, hi Kenny, how are you?"
Hi,
doing?
Kenny.
Kenny's just sent me to this week. He always sends me great music. Oh my God, Sylvia Santoro. Hi, sweetheart. This is of the Santoros of Paramus, Leo. Do you remember this?
Oh, yeah.
They're kind of famous. So lots of good stuff going on with the Santoros. Sylvia, we're overdue for a little lunch date, I think. So Kenny Holcomb sent me this beautiful song that Kelly Clarkson just came out with a brand new Christmas album. You know I love Christmas, as I believe you do as well. Oh my God, Allison Brinkerhoff, who is my friend from junior high and freshman and sophomore year of high school, because I went to two different high schools.
Oh, I bet she's got the good dish.
No, St. Clement's. Let me tell you something about Allison Brinkerhoff. We had so much fun and we got in a lot of trouble, but it was great. Allison, I'm going to the reunion, which is, I think, November 13th or something like that. And I'm bringing my little sister, Carla, which I know we all used to hang out together. It's going to be crazy. I can't wait. Good to see you, Allison. Andy Prasky, can we take a moment and say happy birthday to Andy?
Happy
Yesterday was his
birthday.
birthday. Happy birthday, Andy Prasky, who we adore. Andy is also a huge baseball fan. So Andy Prasky, you see what's happening. Leo's team, the Dodgers, just came back and tied the game. They were down 5-2 and they tied it 5-5.
Just right now with a home run.
Right. Just
Home run, 2 men on base.
Few minutes ago. So we are excited because and the Red Sox they're doing pretty well. As a Red Sox fan, I never count my chickens.
Well, we're gonna have some special effects if we
play each other.
That'll be fun.
Well, you know what? Anyone but the Astros. I know. I agree, Andy. I agree. I think, though, if we keep doing what we're doing, that it might be pretty good. I think we have a chance with the Astros. And also, Alex Cora, who is our manager, used to play for the Red Sox, but then he managed the Astros.
Oh.
So he knows the deal. You know what I mean? Thank you, Andy. Go Sox. Thank you so much. I appreciate that because I know you're a Yankee fan.
Baseball's so insexual, they just flip around in different teams. And
Leo is pretty much fanning himself back there with the baseball,
players.
But I got to tell you, those Dodgers, they are a good-looking team.
They've always been.
Mario Davila says, not to interrupt you, but Mario Davila, who we all think is totally hot, he is the manager at Brandy's. He said, we had your spicy sausage tonight. The sauce.
Mario Davila, sin vergüenza.
Listen, Mario.
Without shame.
The deadline for our Nothing But the Apron shoot. So you have to Mario, you got the apron now. We need to get you a photograph of you. You could take it. You have anybody take it you want, and then you submit it. Leo is the editor, so he will be combing over all those nothing but the apron shots, because we have to get ready for our calendar, for
That's
our
right.
2022 calendar. Andy, we invited you. I don't want to put any pressure on you.
I just want to say
Andy's a total hottie.
You all probably want to. I know in us, we all probably want to get our pictures in before Thanksgiving.
Okay, good, Leo.
I'm
You
just
know
saying.
what? That gives everybody plenty of time
Yep,
to get their pictures in.
And it's before the big meal.
All right, so let's explain to everybody what we're talking about.
Oh,
yeah, that's right. It's before the big meal, before everybody goes off their diet. Although I have gone crazy off my diet.
what's the
I
diet?
have to get back on, because now I got the reunions. And then my other high school reunion, because as I said, I went to 2 different high schools, is also in November. It's like 2 weeks later. I just got the invite yesterday. I'm like, oh my God. And I'm in New York, but I'm going to drive back to Massachusetts. I'm going to figure it out. Are you dieting, Andy? Okay, Andy is dieting. Andy is a hottie. Okay, Andy, good. So good. And guess who I mailed an apron to today? Chris DePiero.
Oh my goodness.
So he will also be
3 aprons, right?
No, I just sent him one. He's just crazy. But I sent him one. And I also sent him Yogi Berra stamps last week. He's a big Yankee fan, and the Yogi Berra stamp is out now. So if there are any Yankee fans out there, just go to your post office, ask them for commemorative stamp.
Is that to console him on his season?
What? No, I don't do that. I am not a gloater. And I know you guys are, but I'm not like that. I really just am happy for my team. But unless someone comes at me, and then I go after them. But I don't initiate that.
I think he posted something about a word that describes him, and I put the word travieso. Here's your Spanish word for today.
What does it
mean? Means mischievous one. You know when the kids are around and it's all quiet? My grandma used to say, "Traviesos, what are you doing?"
Oh, okay.
That's Chris DePiero. He is a little mischievous one.
Yes, he is a little bit mischievous. You're right. Hi, Rizzo. Rizzo's so cute. My little puppy. Okay, so let's do our merchandise, and then we're going to bring on our first guest, who is so amazing.
She's going to sing a song.
She's all set up. She's no joke.
No, professional.
Andrea is no joke. Okay, so the first thing we want to talk about is we have merchandise, of course. We have our What's the Story with Maria tote bag. So on one side is a way younger version of me. There I am. And then on the back, go ahead, keep eating. We were talking about this last night. Okay, so this is durable. It's washable. And Leo says he's put 2 watermelons in there before.
Yep, 2 gallons of milk.
2 gallons of milk. Okay, these are 10, and I'll ship it out. And the shipping on that is very light because it's light. So also for $10, we have the What's the Story with Maria mug. Oh, Leo, look at you sipping from that. This is $10. It's a little heavier, so the shipping's a little more. Go ahead, keep eating, because we do have a food section of our show.
Yep.
Now, but what was the apron that we were talking about, Leo? To fill everybody in.
What's the theme music we have now?
Andy says he uses it all the time. Oh, like a stripper music. Wow.
I know, right? Except you're putting it on.
Okay, so this is for our 2022 calendar. So this is our What's the Story with Maria apron. It's $25, and it's a great apron. That's our biggest seller, actually.
There's an email on the bottom. What's the Story with Maria? No punctuation @gmail.com.
And then Leo gets it, and then he tells me about it. Because Leo is the greatest sidekick on earth.
I take care of you.
You really do. And you do, Leo. You're amazing. And I love you for it. Leo, I call him my accidental Ed McMahon, my accidental Chewy. He is my Chewy to my Chelsea handler. So
this is your 218th episode. That's a lot of episodes.
That's pretty cool, right? I'm excited about that. Mario Davila said that's me. I think it's in response to what you called him in Spanish. What was that word?
Sin vergüenza, without shame.
And what was the word your grandmother used to call you?
Well, travieso.
Travieso. Mario
Mm-hmm.
was just in Texas with his family, and they look like a lot of fun. The Davilas look. Did you know that Mario was the baby of his family?
Really?
Little rascally rabbit. Can you imagine?
Travieso.
All sisters, I believe. Can you imagine
Oh
the trouble?
no, really?
Oh, probably got
Poor
away with murder.
guy.
Andy says he uses his apron all the time. Andy, I'm so happy. Okay, so where are we at in time? Let me see. All right.
Perfect
So
timing.
now what's happening is fall in New York. I don't know what the weather's out there as much because you're up in the mountains, but here in New York, it's not like Massachusetts. Massachusetts, it gets really crispy fall weather, which I love. And then the leaves change and they're stunning. They're stunning.
That's what's going on up here right now.
You getting leaf changes too?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, New York has been slow for leaf changes. It's still green, and I don't know. It's been a little warm.
Got all those people now out and enjoying their energy and going out, and
It's wonderful. I love this.
Yeah.
See, this is a perfect time to go for walks, to go running, to whatever you do. That I used to love to ride my motorcycle in the fall more than any other time. I miss my motorcycle. Today, I vowed that I would get another motorcycle. I'm hoping.
Oh, good.
Yeah. I'm getting ready. I'm getting ready to start. Maybe I'll take Bill Morgan with me. He
It
knows.
was always cool to see you riding in the parade and
I
be able
love
to stand
riding in
there
the
when
Pride
you do.
Parade. Oh my
Yeah.
God. Okay, we're not going to waste too much time because we have so much going on.
Yes, we do.
The first guest that we have on is she's an amazing singer-songwriter. She is I think she still lives in my neighborhood if I'm not mistaken. Judy Mesa, Judy Mesa did an amazing show a few years ago, and
Mhm.
Andrea was in the show, and she was incredible. And she also taught Judy because Judy plays a little piano. I don't know if you know that, Leo.
No.
Yeah,
what
she plays a
doesn't-
little piano, and
what doesn't she
Andrea
do?
helped her. What, sweetie?
What doesn't Senator Judy do?
I don't know, but there's a lot she does. So, okay, this is Andrea's website we're looking at.
Yeah, this is one of her websites.
Okay.
She's got a lot. She's got a lot of music and a lot of talent and stuff going on.
Yes, because she's incredibly talented. She also works with other musicians, but she has a few big things coming up, and we want to talk about her. Can we bring her on?
As she's not drinking all the champagne in my green room. Yep. Oh.
Hi, Andrea.
Just a mug of tea. Thanks
Oh,
for the
Me too,
tea.
Andrea. Me too. Mug of tea, baby. That's what keeps us sharp.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So everybody, this is Andrea and Andrea Wiggins, right?
Yep.
Wiggins. And I just realized recently that you're Canadian. Is that right?
Yes, I am.
I
Well, my
always
mother's from New Jersey, so I am American as well.
okay.
But I was born and raised in Canada.
All right.
Nova
Okay. I
Scotia.
never met a
But, yeah.
Canadian I didn't like, and that's the God's honest truth. And there's a huge music scene in Canada. Am I right?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. In fact,
Now,
I
did
missed
you-
that. I haven't been back in a while.
Did you grow up with were your schools schools that really promoted music?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up in Nova Scotia, and it's typically a really musical province. It's a small province, but there's obviously there's the Scottish heritage there because it's New Scotland.
Yeah.
But even rock and singer songwriter, there's a really good scene in Halifax, and yeah, there's what we call Kayleys, which are kitchen parties. Which is just, people gathered in the kitchen drinking and playing music and singing. And that's just kind of in the culture.
I love that. That's great. Did you see Come From Away by any chance?
Oh, I did.
Wasn't it
That's
beautiful?
Yeah. And so
That's
that's
what it reminded
Newfoundland,
me
but
of.
very similar to Nova Scotia culture. Yeah.
Yeah. When you were saying these kitchen parties, I'm like, that sounds
Yeah,
like Come From Away.
That's it.
Just thought it was amazing. Well, now you just did a show at a place called At Delancey's, right?
At the Delancey. Yep.
At the Delancey. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And when was that show and how did it go?
That was last Saturday. And actually, it was my very first live show since lockdown in New York City.
Wow.
And because I was supposed to have a show on March 13th, 2020, which we all know what was happening then.
Right.
Trying to figure out what was going on, and that got canceled. And so this literally last Saturday is my first show since then.
Now-
So it was good. It was good. I'm still getting used to live music again. There's a little bit of a ramp up process. I don't know if you found that.
Totally. I totally
Yeah.
agree with you. I've been back in the clubs now since Well, we started outside, believe it or not, in January.
Yeah.
It's with some of the clubs, but we've been back in since about like full force since May. And it took a while, Andrea, and especially
Yeah.
my voice, like, because one of my friends said, because I said, he's a musical director. I said, John, I don't know where my middle is anymore. Like I can't,
Yeah.
I have my highs and lows, but I don't have and you know what he said? It's because we weren't even talking very much during the
Yeah.
pandemic.
I
And
found, yeah, I totally noticed that with my talking voice. I would go on like a coffee date, and be like, God, I'm exhausted.
it's true. So that's why the singing thing, it takes a while, but once, now it's like totally back, but it took me a good month, maybe 6 weeks to feel like myself again.
Yeah, and I did actually. It's funny, during the pandemic, I was actually very active musically. I did a lot of recording in my home studio and stuff. But what I had to get used to, and what was kind of odd to me, was just getting used to being in front of people rather
Right.
than on a screen or just playing for myself.
Yeah.
So that was interesting. I was surprised at how many nerves picked up that hadn't been around for a while, and I was like, oh yeah, you haven't done this for a while.
Right, right. And how was it received? How was the show received?
Good. I got to try out a bunch of new material on people, and they loved it. And
Great.
it's kind of, I'm really, really glad that I did it. Well, I've been meaning to do it for a while. I can't stop performing, but
I know.
I feel like it's kicked off this new phase of kind of reopening for me. So
Absolutely. And you know what? I not to the word is not overused, but I feel like in my head, I hear it all the time, is renaissance. Like I do feel
yeah,
that as artists, we are in this renaissance. And I think that artistically, historically, people will look back and see this time as a renaissance artistically, especially for songwriters, especially for writers, especially,
yeah.
And so let me just take a minute. Jim Prusy, Jim.
I know
He's a friend of
Jim.
yours. He says hello. So he is
Hi,
watching.
Jim.
Hi, Jim. I haven't seen Jim in so long. Nice to see you, Jim. Peter Ianello has joined. I'm checking in with you from Aruba. Oh my God, Peter,
Aruba.
because I love you. Well, I love you too. Peter has an amazing restaurant in Congress, New York. It's called Rick's Cafe American. So that's a great place too. So we have so many great people that watch and listen to our show, and then it goes into podcast, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio in a few hours, and you can listen to it. I don't want to waste too much more time. I'm dying to hear. I'm a big fan of Andrea's music anyway. So, Andrea, what are you going to do for us tonight?
I'm going to play a new song. It's called "Comeback Kids," and I wrote it during the pandemic. In fact, it was the very first song that I wrote on my own, because I wasn't with my collaborators. We usually get together at these songwriting festivals and we write. So it's the first song that I'd written on my own in gosh, probably about 8 years or so. I used to just write on my own. Anyway, yeah, it's a little bit autobiographical. It's very new. Hopefully, I'm glad that this is a safe audience for me to try it out.
Yes. Oh no, everybody that's here is this show is about celebrating creative people and their processes. So people that come to see and hear this show are people that are encouraging and want us to succeed.
Oh,
So
awesome.
I'll let you
That
take
makes
it whenever
All
you
right.
want, Andrea.
I'm putting some reverb on my voice. There we go. All right, come back, kids. There was a time I truly believed we could fall from great heights and land on our feet like cats. Jumping backwards, swim with the sharks, make all the money, play all the parts, the joker, the hero, the ingenue tied to the tracks. We were high, kicking holes in the sky, so high, couldn't come down if we tried. Life of the party, queen of the mess, setting fireworks off on the roof long after the guests have left. Jane says we're the invincible
invisible kind. Yeah, we'll crash and burn and walk out of the fire. I was riding shotgun the day that she died. Low, how low can you go? Till you get there, you'll never know. So take it on the chin with whiskey and rye, like American pie, and shake it off and do your best impression of fine. 'Cause you are broke to bits, but you're a comeback kid. Are you talking to shadows? You know them by name. Yeah, they wear different suits, but they're one and the same. Invisible punching bags when there's no one to blame. So you blame the geography. Fuck this town, I'm gonna run to the desert, build my world underground, and get as lost as I possibly can, so I'll never be found. Ooh. Improbable sage, she's talking to Buddha and sharpening her blades. I guess you can't escape the mysterious ways. I said, low, this is as far as I go. She said, I've been there, baby, you know. Walk through the dark and come out alive with light in your eyes. You don't have to run when you've got nothing left to hide. We walk through the dark and come out alive with light in our eyes. We don't have to run when we've got nothing left to hide. We've got nothing left to hide. 'Cause we were broke to bits. Yeah, we were broke to bits, but we're comeback kids. We are comeback kids. We are comeback kids.
Wow. Oh my God, that was beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
I'm like flabbergasted. I'm never flabbergasted.
Thank you
Wow,
very
that
much.
was stunning. It's beautiful. I mean, it just was like, I from the second you started playing, I just like kind of dove in. Okay, so Mario Davila, who's my manager at Brandy's Piano Bar, just said he was writing gorgeous. Lynn Portis was my musical director and song co-writer. Wow, Andrea, such an incredible song, and she's an amazing songwriter. So, Leo, right? Leo agrees. That was beautiful. It's just beautiful. I feel like I'm floating.
That's the best compliment. Well, let me
Yeah,
take this
I mean,
reverb
it
off.
just feels like I mean, I'm sure you had your intentions. Jim Prusi also says beautiful. I agree. I mean, everybody is so grateful that they got to hear that. Andrea, so you wrote that during the pandemic. I mean, it's perfect. It's like a perfect song. And I never say that either. It's just like, it's almost like this song that's under glass that just beautiful. Beautiful. Standing ovation.
Thank
Just
you.
stunning. Now, you know who it reminded me of, although you don't sound like her, but it gave me the same feeling I get when I listen to Sean Colvin.
Oh, interesting.
I-
That's a big compliment. I opened for her one time. It was one of the best nights of my life.
Really?
Yeah,
How
yeah,
cool
yeah.
is that?
Yeah.
Well, she has good taste in music, and so she picked you to open for her. But that's how I feel when I listen to her or Lyle Levitt. I get completely lost in their story, whatever the story they're telling. I don't try to analyze it. I don't try to figure it out. I don't try to imitate it. I just, as a musician, it's like a gift. I get to just listen and float in the song. And that's how I felt when I was listening to your song. Just beautiful. Harriet Reynolds says speechless. Doesn't happen often. Yes, you're absolutely right. That's how I felt. Wow, Andrea, just beautiful. Do you want to talk a little bit about the song, or do you want to just leave it and have us have our feelings about it?
I think that I love that songs can go both ways. Like I clearly had a very specific story in mind. Actually this Halloween for me will mark 10 years without a drink. And so it's a lot of that. It's about my journey through that. But I think, regardless of, addiction things, it's also kind of that coming up when you're young and feeling invincible, absolutely invincible. Like I am so important in my universe that there's no way, nothing can take me down.
Right.
And then as you get older and get more experience and start going through various fires, you realize, I can be taken down. Yep.
Right.
I can be taken down. I can very much be taken down, but I reach out for help. I can come back.
Right. I love that so much. I can't wait for once the show's over, I'm going to go back and listen to it like 4 times. So beautiful. And I applaud your sobriety. I also have an anniversary this month. And
in October.
October 24th. Yeah.
Wow.
Which is your show, your virtual show.
Yes.
It's October 24th. Can you tell everybody? So, okay, Braden Merton, who is also a friend of mine who's an amazing singer and teacher and incredible things. He said it said breathless. And Braden does not waste words. So you're getting amazing compliments from people that really know their stuff. Richard Portis says compliments to a songwriter, vocalist, play it again. Yep. You are still superstar, Andrea. People are loving it. So, okay, you love Andrea. I love Andrea, but now you know Andrea, so you're going to love her too. Andrea, how can people listen to more of your stuff? Tell us always.
Okay, so let's see. I'm not sure if the links are posted, but I mean, I am on Facebook. What you're showing now on the screen is is a Facebook concert. I have a Facebook page. It's like Facebook/Andrea Whitkins Music. Okay. But my website is www.andreawhitkins.com. That's probably the best hub to kind of get to everything. I mean, my music's on Spotify, iTunes, I have an Instagram, all that. But there you go. Like the website has all the links down below.
Yeah, and let's spell your last name for everyone.
Whitkins, so Andrea, Andrea, and then the last name Whitkins, which apparently means white goose in German.
Oh,
Old German.
Okay. Who knew?
Whitkins, Wittgens. It sounds like there's a K in there, but there's not.
Yeah, that's why when I said it first, I was like, did I add a letter or something?
It's a hard G.
I asked you to spell it is because we also are going live on the radio.
Oh,
and
cool.
I want our radio listeners to know how to spell that so you can find Andrea. Let me tell you, I seriously felt like my blood pressure went down listening to your song.
Oh.
Like how beautiful was that song? And all your stuff is beautiful, Andrea. I love your performance and I love your stuff. And I love that you're a very generous musician as well. Like I remember when Judy was doing her show, you were so kind and so open-hearted, giving of your time. And you also taught her to play a song.
Yeah, I love teaching.
She got to play it and it was just wonderful. And I remember her saying, Andrea's teaching me the song. So that's really great. Okay, so they can now virtually. So if I want to, on October 24th, if I'm not working, I sometimes work on Saturdays, and I want to see your concert. It's going to be on Facebook. I just log in. Live. I go to your Facebook page.
Yeah, and I think weirdly enough, I think I set it up through my personal page. So either Andrea Whitkins that they find, it'll be there. I'm going to put it. I also have it on my website as a link.
Can you do me a favor and also
yes.
post it on my page whenever you
I
get
will.
a chance? And then I will post it on the show page and people can find it that way.
I will.
And just click on and please do yourself a favor and spend, is it like an hour concert?
Yeah, I'll be on there for an hour. You know, I kind of it's casual. You know, I kind of
Yeah.
play and then chat with people as much as I can.
I love it.
But yeah, I love. And I have actually this song, "Come Back Kids," and then a bunch of other new songs that I wrote during the pandemic are going to be released as singles coming up, as well as a full length album by the end of 2022. So,
Wonderful.
if people want to hear about that, I have mailing lists and a Patreon and all that stuff.
Okay, great. All right, so do yourself a favor and follow Andrea. You know, I mean, I don't have to tell any of the people that heard you, but if people are just coming on, it's AndreaWitkins.com. She has amazing music. She's an incredible musician and a really nice person. And she's Canadian. I love Canadians. I love them. I'm
glad I didn't disappoint. I don't want to be the one Canadian that breaks your pattern.
I know. Can you imagine? I'd be like,
Yeah.
damn, I love Canadians.
She was the first asshole Canadian that I met.
Girl. No, I swear to God, I've always had amazing experiences with Canadians. And one of my someone I wrote a lot of music with, her name is Karen Cole, and she's from Toronto. And they just have a musical sense that's just, I don't know, it's just deep. It's very deep. So, all right, sweetheart. If you don't have to run, you can hang out in the backstage. I'm going to interview our next two guests, and then you can come back at 9:45. If you have to run, we understand.
Okay,
So,
I'm going to try to stick around.
all right, good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Andrea. She'll be back. She'll be back, and wow, I am blown out of the water. That's all I'm going to say. Right?
The song was amazing. I have even more good news for you.
What?
Dodgers topped them 6-5 in the last inning. They won their game.
No.
Yes.
Oh my God. So, okay, everybody, just to fill you in, Leo is a Dodgers fan. He's out in California. I am a Red Sox fan, but I also love the Dodgers. Are my second favorite team because their manager is Dave Roberts, who used to play for the Red Sox, and broke the curse. So I love the Dodgers. So before the show started, Leo was showing the game. We were watching it together, and the Dodgers were behind 5-2. Talk about comeback kids.
Mm-hmm. I hope they keep it up.
I know. So now it's 3-2, right? 3 games to 2.
Mm-hmm.
All they have to do is win 2 more, and the Red Sox only have to win 1 more, I think. Oh no, 2 more, and we play each other. Oh my God,
that'll be fun.
It'll be great, and that's like a win-win situation, if you ask me, because I like both teams. Okay, now Leo, you did a show a few years ago that you wrote called "Broken Moments," and there was a young lady in the show that, for me, was a standout. So much so that when I left your show, I followed her down the street to tell her that she was amazing. And I hadn't seen her. She's amazing. And I hadn't seen her in a few years. And this young lady came in the other night to the duplex and just started singing. And I was like, who the hell is that?
Right?
Yeah. And she had changed her hair a little bit. And I didn't, I was running around making drinks and I wasn't paying attention. Don't you know, it was the same girl. And it is Liz Price Davies, who you knew many years ago before we knew how amazing she was. Cast in your show.
She walked into, and it wasn't, a big grand show, but it was something that I had was doing and working on. And in walked this Chanteuse, this wonderful, just statuesque woman. When what's her name? She's a brick house, right? And then she sang House of the Rising Sun. And and that's where we met, and that's how, and became friends, and we've worked together as well. But she, I think for any songwriter, when you hear your song brought to life the way it was supposed to be, and she's done that for some of my songs, and I'm glad she's amazing.
Well,
I love her.
Well, we have her tonight. Is she in the green room?
She's in the green room. I hope she's not. She's not from there. She is. Hi, my lovely. No, I don't know where Zach is though.
Well, we can start, and I'm just like, what a sweet intro. I'm still recovering from
you
that.
deserve it. You deserve it. And Liz, I kept it from Leo as long as I could. And yesterday when I sent him who was going to be in, because he makes the promos, he was like, what? Liz was in. He said, I know. I want to surprise you.
She did. Totally. It's a big surprise. Hi, my lovely.
Hi, it's so good to see you.
So good to see you, honey. And we're so glad you're back singing again, because I know everybody was kind of, we were not out there. And so you got right. You're out there. I heard you sing the other night. I think you sound the best you've ever sounded.
Oh.
Do you feel that? You feel that? Do you feel that your voice is in a stronger place than it's ever been?
I feel that, oftentimes, women, especially of certain voice types, come into their voices like with time. And I think
absolutely,
I've learned a lot about my voice, and I also have time to rest, because there was times before, like maybe a few months before the shutdown through the holiday season of 2019, where I was working, I was a singing server. Like I was also auditioning. I was doing voiceover work. I did a workshop at the Signature Theater with G.
Yeah. She's amazing.
And I was singing all the highest harmonies, like in that country musical. Like there was just a period of time where I was really overextended. So I was really grateful for the time to rest. But I get back in shape.
Let me tell you though, even when she was waiting tables and singing at the same song, there's not a lot of people that can stop people from eating their food while there. And my Liz can do that. She can do that. And Heart was one of my favorite. Oh my God.
Oh yeah, she did that the other night. That was amazing.
She knows how I feel about her.
Yeah, I know. Well, Liz, we're so glad that you could make it. Now you're doing something new that we want to promote, right? You're working on a show with our friend Sarah Glassman, who I love. Yes. Okay, so tell us about your show. And then now I don't know if Zach's in the wings.
He's not in the wings yet.
Okay. All right.
Not yet.
Tell us about what you're doing there.
Actually,
that's actually funny. The show is Rocky's Rydel horror show. And this was arranged by Sarah Glassman and Josh Bennett, who are both, piano bar and cabaret stars in their own right. And they put so much time and energy into creating this mashup of Grease and Rocky Horror that we're doing on Saturday, October 30th at 9 p.m. at the Players Theater on McDougal Street in the Village. And
I know what that is.
Yeah. It's right by Cafe Wa and the Comedy Cellar, all those classic downtown venues. And it's just, go ahead.
I was going to say, I know exactly where it is. My first job in New York was at the Olive Tree Cafe and the Cafe Wa and the Comedy Cellar, because they're owned by the same person. And we used to rotate, and I would bartend in every bar. So I know that theater very well. And it's it almost has ghosts. It's so storied, and there have been so many and I want to say Bob Dylan even had been there, and all those folk singers from that time. So it's got all this amazing rich history to it. So explain how the show is, because it's meshed together, right, with two shows.
Yeah, it's actually they kind of, the premise is that, like Frankenfurter, I play the magenta track.
Okay.
Columbia, Riff Raff, they descend upon Rydel High and kind of take over and basically fuck with the high school students and become and infiltrate. It's kind of, you have to see it. You really have to come and hear the way the music works together and see, it's just seamlessly interwoven, and the mashups work so surprisingly well. But it's a great for fans of both musicals, because they're kind of like cult classics as well as having commercial appeal. And I just love that there's this sinister element of the Transylvanians coming in. Hi, Zach!
Oh my God, look who's joined us. Zach Nolan, my little buddy from Wednesday night. Zach and I work at the Duplex together on Wednesdays. We have the best time. Zach, we were just talking about the show. Can you hear us?
Yeah, sorry, my mic was muted. I was trying to say like hi and hello,
Okay.
but you
Oh,
guys
there
couldn't
you
hear
were.
me. So
So,
hello,
hi,
beautiful
sweetheart. Are
faces.
you home or you're at the duplex?
I am at the duplex right now.
Oh,
Oh my God, look at
Yeah.
that. How
so
wonderful.
I have the
hardcore.
music paused for a little bit. I told my guests, I was like, I'm just gonna pause the music just for
Okay,
like
we
a
don't want to
couple
keep you
minutes,
too
guys.
long and get you in trouble,
Oh
but
no,
Zach,
not at all. No, not at
why
all.
don't you
Please
fill
continue.
us in and tell us, and then because we can keep Liz longer, but can tell us
Yeah.
about your role in the show. You're also
Yeah,
in the okay.
I am. Yeah, I played Danny slash Brad, which is awesome. It's such an experience. I know Grease very well, so it's a very good introduction to Rocky Horror Picture Show for me, though, because I'm not very familiar with the show. Unfortunately, I know a lot of people are probably cringing right now because they're like, "How are you not familiar with that?" But I just watched it for the first time the other day, and I loved it. So getting familiar with the music, and it's such a great cast, and everyone is so amazingly talented, and I'm super excited. It's my first show back in years. So yeah, it should be a really fun time.
Now I want to put in a plug for Zach because we work together, and I love Zach. You're such a hard worker, Zach, and you're such a sweetheart and a gentleman.
Thank you.
And I got to tell you, you have this beautiful country voice. You can do a lot. You do a lot of Broadway. You do a lot
Thank
of
you.
pop. But
I do.
when you
Yeah.
when you sing country, something happens, right?
Yeah. I think, yeah, it's just what I grew up on. But you're right. I do. I have a very big passion for country music. So um, I don't know. It's something lately I've been thinking a lot more about other than, theater. But I love theater. I love live theater. So it's very hard to fight the
So
two,
how did you two meet? You met during the show, during the rehearsals.
Yeah, I met Liz first day of our group rehearsal of last week, and yeah, I met everyone pretty much. I had met a couple of the other cast members. I think Anna I had met a couple times because I've seen her at the duplex, which is really great. It's great because a lot of these people are very local, so it's a lot of local talent, local people who you don't even realize that you run into every day who have this amazing talent and this passion. So it's really cool.
Yeah, that's great. Oh, we love Zach. Zach, I'm so glad you were able to pop on because I know that you're busy, but I wanted to bring you both on since because I didn't know anything about the show. I know Zach's been telling me about things, but sometimes people tell you things and you don't really know when it's happening. So, Liz, why don't you tell us the night? It's because this is kind of like a Halloween kind of great thing to do during Halloween week, right?
Absolutely, yeah. It's
Oh yeah,
definitely
definitely.
spooky season friendly. And it's the night before Halloween officially, but it's Saturday night, October 30th at 9 p.m.
Okay, and how did
Well,
they get?
actually 9:30 doors, but the theater opens at 9. So
Okay, and it says $52 and it includes a free drink, so that's not bad at all. High Glass Productions, and that would be Sarah Glassman, right?
yeah.
She's the musical director, and I think she put this whole thing together.
And she plays Frankenfurter.
Oh,
And she's phenomenal.
I know she's
Yes.
phenomenal. We've worked with her. Mandar says Zach is back. Yes. Greasy horror, and sounds like a fun mashup. Yeah, that sounds yeah, Mandar. This sounds like something you would love. Mandar loves to go out. He's like a party animal. And he's a chick magnet. We call him Mandar Chick Magnet. So Mandar, this might be a fun thing for you to do. It's a Saturday night.
It's a Saturday night, the Saturday night before Halloween. And there will
Okay.
be ladies there
Saturday
and there
night.
will be a bar in the theater.
Okay, beautiful.
Yeah.
There's a bar in the theater, so you can have a few drinks. You can just enjoy yourself and all that, and support some local actors and singers. We were talking about that with Andrea getting back on, getting back out there. How's it been for you, Liz? How do you feel about getting back out there and singing? Has it
I
been a little
mean,
bit of a wind up?
Just wanted to say I love you guys. I'm gonna head out. Thank you
Okay,
so
Zach,
much.
love you. I'll see you
Bye,
tomorrow night.
everybody.
Tomorrow night, me
Thank
and
you.
Zach.
bye. Have a
Yes,
good
goodbye.
shift.
Thank you. Come see the show.
Yay!
Yes.
9 p.m. to 4 a.m. Zach and I work together at the duplex with G
Oh.
Enrique, sometimes Sarah. It's no cover, just come in and have fun. So, Liz, how has it been for you getting back?
Yeah, it's been I can't believe it's taken this long to perform live. I mean, I did keep myself busy during the shutdown. I started a production company with a couple friends, and we made a couple music videos as well as a short feature film. But I missed singing. I miss singing live, and I miss the exchange of energy with people. And I just miss being in New York City. And yeah, this was also so great to hear people singing in front of you again. Like the cast really has amazing voices.
Yes, I know. And now what is
Yeah.
wait, Leo, can you go back? Is that like Liz, do you have a YouTube channel or are these your videos on YouTube? People can okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I guess there's one that has some restricted. Okay. That's interesting.
Sometimes it depends on the song you do.
Yeah, but I have stuff up on YouTube. You can look me up. I go by Liz Price Davies or Elizabeth Price Davies. I've recently started going by Liz, but
and Price is spelled Pryce.
Yes,
so
exactly. The Welsh way.
Our radio listeners, if you want to look Liz up, and I would. Okay, so there's Leo has put her website up there, ElizabethPriceDavies.com. And you want to check that. Let me just see what people are saying. Yeah, so it's a really fun thing, especially Halloween week. Like, there's nothing like New York on Halloween week. It's just such a fun city to celebrate, and whether you get dressed up or not, or just you feel all that energy. And this theater is also near Washington Square Park.
Yeah.
Which did you know? Because I went on a ghost tour a couple of years ago. It's so fun, and Washington Square Park has so many ghosts because, listen to this, it was a potter's field during the last pandemic, and they didn't have enough graves to bury people. So they buried them before it was a park. It was where they buried. There's 20,000 buried bodies, Washington Square Park. Talk about Halloween spooky.
Wow, I did not know that.
I didn't know that either. I went on this ghost tour and I was like, what the hell? And we were there. And I'm like, oh my God, I'll never look at this place the same.
Wow, okay.
You're 2 blocks from there. The theater is 2 blocks from there. So that's even cooler. Yeah, you are in it. All right. Leo, is Andrea still around? Oh my God, there she is. Andrea, meet Liz. Liz, meet Andrea.
Hi, Liz.
Hi. And you are so amazing.
Isn't she incredible?
Yes.
By the way everybody's talking about your voice, I'm like, is she gonna sing? I hope she sings. I'll look you up. I'm gonna look you up. I'm gonna Google stalk you.
Yeah,
I'm gonna stalk you because I want to know all about your setup. Because I was like, you are amazing, your songwriting, your voice, but it's like, oh my God, the setup is to die for.
I would be very happy to like help you get set up if you need to. Yeah.
Please.
I love helping other musicians.
All right, Leo, what do you have here?
Oh no.
Oh.
I am sun, I am stars, I am Jupiter, I am Mars, I am everything right and everything wrong, I am who I am.
But guess what? I don't think that video or that time even does it. That's a quarter of your voice.
It's changed. I've grown a lot, I think, but
yeah.
You have to be in the room. I've gotten the chance to be able to sing across from this wonderful siren, and man, you better plant your feet and you better be ready to go at it because there's some lungs in that wonderful, wonderful voice. All right, that's enough. I'm gonna slap you next time I see you.
We're going to take a minute to do our food section of our show. Girls, you don't know, but we have a food section of the show. I always feel like if I ask people to come on here and bare their creative souls, that I must be creative as well. Otherwise, it's not fair. So every week I cook, and except for the dessert. I don't cook the dessert, but I certainly eat it. So here's what I made this week. We have I'm trying to ease back into my keto. Not yet. I'm going to ease back.
Ease back into keto.
Yeah. So
Mandar's here just in time.
Yes, Mandar loves the food section. So what did I make? Crab cakes. So not too much breadcrumb at all because I'm easing back in. There's dill in here. There's shallots in here. Old Bay, which I love. A little bit of parsley. Of course, lemon. I'm going to put Tabasco on that. And these are baked versus usually I fry them. So these are baked, and I'm just going to heat them up and eat them by myself. That's it. But these are delicious. Okay, and then
Beautiful.
going with our fall, because we are in fall now, and I love this weather. So I made a salad, and I love a good salad. Red leaf lettuce. I have celery there. I have red cabbage, red delicious apples chopped up in there.
Oh,
I know, because it's
Nice.
apple season. It's apple season. And then I put blue cheese crumble on that. I'm going to put a honey ginger dressing and granola olive oil. I'm going to mix that up. It's going to be so
see,
delicious.
that's what I was waiting for. Because now that you put the apples in there, I was curious to see what you were going to choose from your bottles, and the ginger, perfect.
So, girls, I love like olive oils. I get them from all different places,
Yeah.
olive oils and special vinegars and stuff. And I combine them, nice pairings. So that's what I'm doing with that honey ginger, because apples and honey and ginger go very well.
Very
and of
good.
course, I'm staying with the apple theme. I'm having apple turnovers. These were my grandmother's favorite American dessert, because we ate all kinds of Italian food, but we were allowed to have some American food when the men were away. Did you know this? It's very funny with Italian women. When the Italian guys were at work, or we have sworn to secrecy, but we could have American food if we didn't tell our dads or our grandfathers. Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
Yeah. And so that was one of the things she used to love. But it's just funny. It's a funny thing. I always laugh about it. Yeah, like in my house, we couldn't have ketchup. My father was like, "That's an insult to your mother's cooking." So we used to sneak it. When my dad worked late on Thursdays, we would have like hamburger helper or like American food. So anyway, so that's why I did that too. Dessert apple turnovers, yes. Now, girls and Leo, so let's talk a little bit about, because we have about 10 minutes left. How did we feel that creatively we grew in this downtime that we had? Why don't you go first, Andrea? Like, I know how I grew, and I'm interested to know how you feel artistically you grew, or were challenged, whatever.
Well, it was funny. Because I was worried at first about the isolation and the getting, kind of sequestered in the same room. But actually getting taken out of my normal life, I feel like I just kind of went down a rabbit hole in the good sense.
Oh, okay.
So the challenging part was just, it was in this room. So it was like being in this room, 24/7 and kind of being in my head.
Right.
But I was pre-pandemic, I was trying to get kind of like ramp up my career a little bit. I felt like I'd kind of letting it fall behind. And I was kind of almost feeling a little bit defeated. So weirdly enough, I feel like the shutdown, when I got really creative, went down that rabbit hole. It was a real boost to my self-esteem, and I feel like I've kind of ridden it, out into the reopening, or I hope I am.
Yeah.
So it was strange. It almost like the opposite than what I would have thought happened. I actually kind of thrived.
Yes. Absolutely. I agree 100%. I started a women's writers group during the pandemic only because it was out of sheer terror that I was so isolated. And I thought, oh my God, I don't know what's going to happen. And I was so freaked out that I just reached out to a bunch of my female friends from all over the country. And I was like, we have to meet on Zoom. We have to talk. And that's how it started. And people just started writing. So I think that, we surprised ourselves.
Well, and also just the technical part. I mean, just having to be creative on, I learned to edit videos. I learned Premiere Pro. I mean, that was never on my, because I had to, when I was collaborating with other musicians, it had to be over a video that we could, post online.
Right.
That was the only way to perform. And then, learning this setup that, Liz was talking about. I mean, I didn't know how to do this before the pandemic.
Wow.
I didn't have a ring light or a green screen.
I know that's true.
So,
me neither. Yeah.
And they're all skills that I plan to keep using. So
absolutely. And I actually love I feel like in a weird way, we got to reach more people. Like even this, I used to have people at my apartment. They would come here, and I love that part of it. But then during the pandemic, of course, we couldn't do that. So we started using this format. It was Leo's idea. And now I can have people zoom in from all over the world.
Yeah.
So great, you know? So Sarah, I'm sorry, Liz, how would you say that? Because I was thinking of Sarah Glassman,
I know.
who we all love. How
Yeah.
do you feel that you were either challenged, or what came out of it for you that you almost didn't expect?
I think that I was challenged in the obvious ways, like just mental health struggles, feeling like when are we going to be able to do what we feel like we're put on this earth to do, and then kind of like leaning into the fact that there's a time to like dig deep and really think about what you want to say and how you want to say it, and what it deepened all of my work, and it forced me to be more creative and push myself in ways that were even more uncomfortable, and that always breeds more growth, I believe. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. You know, when people say, you know, you do your best work when you're out of your comfort zone. I guess there's truth in that, right?
For sure.
Also, Andrea, I agree with you about it's almost like these things forced us to stop and gave us free time that we've always wanted.
Yeah. I mean,
You know?
the ability to go down the rabbit hole, you know?
Right.
Because like a lot of times I felt like I was like, you have 2 hours right now, work on a
Right.
song, be creative.
Yeah.
You know,
And
and
then
then now
because
suddenly it's long stretches of time. You're like, well, how deep do we want to go? Kind of
Right.
what Liz was saying.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just crazy. And I just want to go back to what I was saying about the Italian and the American, because Anthony DeCoco says never ketchup, mustard, or mayonnaise allowed at our table. See, it's not just me; it's the other Italians. We were not allowed. And my cousin Rena says I still call sliced white bread American bread. Yeah, it was like such a taboo for Italians. I don't know if you know that, but I'm sharing this with you. So Anthony, thank you for validating what I was saying. But all right. So speaking of food, what would you say is a total, if you're going to need comfort food, if it's like a really bad day, or what's your comfort food and what is your reward food? Or is it the same? You know,
I was
maybe
going to
for some
say that's
people,
a subtle nuance,
right?
in some ways.
Like for me, it's meatloaf sandwich. That is my total comfort food. My reward food, if I do a show or something, is sushi. It's like, you know what? I worked really hard tonight. I'm going to go out and get sushi. But if I'm like, I need comfort, I'm freaking out, I have to have a meatloaf sandwich. So, Liz, what's yours?
I think comfort food, I always loved like chicken pot pie growing up, and that's something that was such like a family. Yeah. That's super comforting, and I do have the recipe for how like my mom made it, and so yeah. And then I think for reward food, like I'm always a cheese plate person. Like I love cheese, all kinds. The stinkier, the better. So just busting it out of my fridge or getting it for dessert at a restaurant before going the sweets for that. That's definitely like my like little like, ugh. And apparently cheese releases the same kind of chemicals in the brain that like opioids do. Did you know that? Yeah, like there's like a component in cheese that activates some other kind of like chemical compound that releases that kind of like pleasure kind of craving
Fascinating.
component. Yeah.
Just like
so I was like, I'm there.
Like they say, chocolate releases the same chemicals that when you're falling in love. Isn't that crazy? Crazy,
makes
right?
Sense.
Makes sense.
I know. Andrew, what do you think? What's your comfort food and what is your reward food?
Okay, so comfort food, gosh, I just really love a nice big Mexican spread.
Okay, that sounds great.
Love it. Have any,
Leo is Mexican. Leo's Mexican.
well,
Leo, that wasn't a euphemism.
I yeah, that is definitely something that I crave pretty often. And then reward food is usually some sort of dessert I shouldn't be having.
Yeah,
you know,
I got you.
Like, you know, making a sundae bar and putting, you know, Reese's peanut butter cups and hot fudge and whipped cream and several
Sounds
types
delicious.
Yeah.
I love Reese's are my favorite.
Well, yeah, I have no defense against Reese's at all.
All right, we just got a ding from the radio station. That is our show. So I want to thank Jim Bell. He's our producer and engineer on Arms Radio. I want to thank Liz Price Davies for coming on, Zach Nolan for coming on, Andrea Wickens for coming on. I'm so excited for you. You folks have great things coming up. Please go back and watch our show and follow them. Leo Rodriguez, our amazing tech guru and accidental stage manager, Leo Rodriguez. Good night. Please come back every Tuesday at 9, right here on Facebook and YouTube.
That's it.